COTU Secretary General Francis Atwoli is currently speaking. Let's listen in.
Those who have tea plantations in Sotik, Kericho, Nandi Hills, Limuru, and elsewhere in the country, particularly multinationals. From 2013 to date, they have locked us in courts, in Kenyan courts. When we win against them in labor relations court and they are directed to pay workers, they immediately move to high courts, supreme courts to delay justice for workers. It is now 5 years. Our members under Kenya Tea Growers of Employers Association in Kericho and those under Unilever, Eastern Produce in Nandi Hills, they have blatantly refused to renew terms and conditions of service in the tea sector. The purpose of delaying justice is that some of those who would have been beneficiary of those CBAs would have died. Some would have been sacked, and since they are practicing unfair labor practices, some of these workers would have been declared redundant. And on top of that, they have continued to import tea plucking machines unabated to reduce employment in Kenya, to defeat the official government's policy on employment creation by importing tea plucking machines. What we have decided as a union, the whole of yesterday, we had lawyers from UK, and the purpose of bringing in these lawyers from UK is simple, was that because their goods are internationally consumed, the tea that we produce in this country is exported and blended in UK and other places in Europe. So as a union, we have instructed highly specialist English litigation law firm in Manchester, known as Ozone Solicitors, to work with local lawyers, McVeran Law Chamber of Nairobi, along several other Kenyan lawyers who have been assisting us, like Judith Goserwa and Advocates Company. And these are now undertaking the serious work of assessment, details, with a view of taking group action on these employers in the multinational into UK courts. The battle will be in UK courts, and this is what we have decided. We have asked Ozone Solicitors, a group of lawyers in Great Britain who are specialized in such cases, to file cases against Kenyan multinationals, so those multinationals employing Kenyans in the tea sector to UK. And since this case is going to attract a lot of human rights activists, both in the UK and in Africa, to support Kenya Plantation and Agricultural Workers Union and the efforts that are being made by the Central Organization of Trade Unions. Equally, we are also going to get support from the International Trade Union Confederation on this particular issue of exploitation of labor in Kenya, and also the associated labor movement like Pan-African labor movement that I lead in Africa, that is Organization of the African Trade Union Unity. We have time and again appealed to these employers through Federation of Kenya Employers, through our parent Ministry of Labor, and through other initiatives, and even we have used diplomacy to bring these employers on the table, and when they come to meet us, they are always adamant in an area of reviewing terms and conditions of service for these poor employees in the agricultural sector of our economy. And you can imagine from 2013 to date is about 5 years. And the economy, any given country's economy performance is dynamic. You cannot just be there when inflation rates, all indices, economic indices are going up, people losing purchasing power, and when there is such erosion in purchasing power, your employer is not prepared to adjust. Even the normal minimum wage, normally announced by the government on 1st of May, these employers don't implement. So we are saying, if they have defeated government, if they want to lock us as a legally registered trade union in courts, and they don't want to review terms and conditions of service, applying unfair labor practices, the only way is to file our cases where there are customers who consume tea internationally are, and therefore their cases will be soon being filed in UK. And we will keep our members updated, we will keep Kenyans updated, we will keep other Kenyan employers and trade unions updated, and equally we will keep government through the Ministry of Labor updated. So this is why we decided this morning, I and my branch secretary, Mombasa, Sister Dolphin, who is also a national trustee of Kenya Plantation and Agricultural Workers Union, decided to have this a brief conference after signing an agreement with those lawyers from Ozone Solicitors, a firm very well known in UK, who have left this morning for UK. And we are appealing to our workers in Sotik, in Kericho, in Nandi Hills, Limuru, those who are in tea industry, to remain steadfast, to remain to work until they hear from us again. But we have now gone beyond Kenyan courts, and we want to deal with multinational employers in international courts. And some of these multinationals are Unilever, Kenya Limited, we have Williamson, and we have so many of them who are indirectly interested in tea business. It's produce of them from land who are out of in hills. That is